Bulwark means listen. Brethren, do not let others impose that you are only good and useful when you have Invigorating Icon. Yes, it is very important to have full health, but you know what else is important? Armor. You know, the thing we constantly gunstrike and execute? The thing we constantly get when we gunstrike and execute, maybe? The thing that depletes before your health? Yes, you have the ability without a perk to give us that. I want to see more banners placed in the field. The Bulwark main. I think I see what they're saying. The thing we for the gun strikes, you can get your armor back on non-lethal gun strikes with a certain perk. But I understand what they're trying to say here is, you know what? Maybe we've been overestimating how much we need Invigorating Icon. I understand that, you know, health support and higher difficulty is going to be a struggle, but ultimately, you won't lose health if you have a lot of armor, or at least, hey, if you get your armor back fast enough, you might not really, you know, worry about tanking any damage. You might be able to trade more gun strikes, because nowadays with gun strikes, it feels like we are parrying like 3 to 4 times before we can get a gun strike, and even then we can still trade. So I do think what they're getting at is how important armor is, and maybe if we were just a little bit better at sustaining armor, maybe we won't even need Icon. And I kind of agree with what they're getting at, because as far as leveling my Bulwark, it has been really, really fun, especially with the heavy bolt pistol. Leveling Bulwark without Icon, you know, hasn't really broken the class at all. Like, honestly, we are definitely getting through operations without Icon pretty smoothly. It really depends on your team. I understand that. And sometimes it depends on what you are fighting and like what actually happens. And yes, if you get hit by a bunch of spore mines, Icon is kind of nice in that situation. But ultimately, when it comes down to actually winning like fights and battles and encounters, ultimately, if you have a banner down, you are going to be in a really good position to get as much damage as you want out, and you don't really have to worry too much about taking too much damage because the banner's dropped. You are going to be able to refill your armor pretty consistently, obviously. Now, I do think there's, you know, banner does have some perks like Glory Shield. Glory Shield's very good to increase the amount of time banner is, you know, around. So that perk I think you can get like midway through Bulwark's grind. You know, between the Bulwark perk grind there, I think it's like level 12, level 13, level 14, something like that. Regardless, I know there's also, you know, you can get your armor back faster. There's plenty of ways you can support banner without Invigorating Icon now that I just think, you know, Invigorating Icon's very nice, but I don't really think it's super necessary when it comes down to completing absolute or lethal anymore, depending on how good your team is. I just think if you play around banner, and yes, if you do drop it a lot more often, you will see the benefits of keeping your team, you know, tanky and keeping your team alive. But ultimately, your team does have to play around banner. So I do think Icon does have the benefit there, where if you drop Icon, if you drop the banner, heal your teammates, they get what they want out of banner and then move on. I do think, you know, that's a bit easier to play around than if you drop the banner, you know, your teammates have to play around you. But I do find moments where it's like, okay, this is a big fight. We're not moving anywhere. I'm just going to drop the banner, and it's going to, you know, benefit the team throughout the entire fight, depending on how long the fight is, of course. But ultimately, it does leave you in a position where you can trade a lot more often because you are getting your armor back. And I just think, yes, dropping your banner on the field, regardless of Icon, is more important than, you know, watching for moments just to drop your banner to heal your teammates. At least I think. I think Icon, you can obviously just place it down in those big gunfight moments, but I do think the cooldown is kind of like the debate here. Is the cooldown even worth it for depending on how often you can get your banner out? But yeah, regardless, let me know in the comments how you feel about it. I do play a lot of Bulwark, so this definitely came across my mind as I was leveling. Is I don't know when was the last time I played an operation with Invigorating Icon, and I have been jumping into lethal and absolute. since Prestige 1, basically. Honestly, yeah, Bulwark is just a really, really good class right now. And ultimately, I do think in higher difficulties, you might just have more fun just building the banner the way you want to build it and dropping it in big fights. As long as, your team's around and, you play around your teammates. I really don't see an issue with leaving Icon off of your perk setup. I've honestly really enjoyed leveling Prestige on Bulwark because I can use my banner during fights rather than waiting for the perfect moment to restore someone's health. Yeah, exactly. Well, also, you gotta imagine, in fights, refilling contested health is still going to be very useful. So Icon, if you can still deal with the cooldown, I can still see Icon being, a go-to when it comes to Prestige 4 fully leveled Bulwarks. In that case, it's kind of like, yeah, if you can just drop your Icon in the middle of a fight, that would be nice because, even if they're not super low health or whatever, that's still going to help your team survive that fight. I just don't think, I don't know why, but yeah, before patch 7, it felt like Icon was super necessary. There were definitely times where I was able to get through Bulwark operations without it, but still in those moments I still had a pretty good team, and not to mention intimidating aura and other DPS strategies for Bulwark definitely go a far way. Bulwark is just very, very good right now. It's a very fun class to play. I do have Bulwark. I think I made a tier list that I had Sniper at the top tier when it came to patch 7 when it actually released. And yeah, Bulwark is honestly also pretty top tier as well. Honestly, all the classes have something really good about them. I'm genuinely very surprised with how far you can stretch Bulwark right now, and you can just get a lot of builds and a lot of different ways you can build your banner right now that just feel very good. But yeah, am I going to complain if a Bulwark drops a invigorating Icon in the middle of a fight? No. I still think you can just play Icon in a way that just services the fight rather than, play it in a way that just serves as a stim pack, essentially. I've just hit level 25 Prestige 4 on Bulwark, and playing the game without having access to Invigorating Icon is liberating, especially once you get that the perk that adds damage. Now, I'm not too sure what perk they're referring to here. I guess they could be referring to Purity of Purpose, which I have been raving about the entire time I've been leveling up my Bulwark, just because you can get it very early. But also there's a perk on Banner where you can, increase the damage of your teammates, which I do find pretty useful. Regardless, I don't think either of those perks are on the same Invigorating Icon column, but I'm not too sure because to be completely honest, I haven't been looking very deep into my Bulwark perk tree for a while. I've really just been getting carried by the first row of perks for Bulwark. It is kind of crazy. And then, yeah, once you get, not Invigorating Icon, once you get Intimidating Aura. Once you get Intimidating Aura, I am jumping into Absolute the entire time, and it just, you just go right up the level, the level grind right there just from playing Absolute a lot. So, Prestige 4, level 25, yeah, this guy's a gamer. I've been jumping over to too many classes. I've even started an Assault grind. I think I have a lot of classes at Prestige 2 right now, which is good. But yeah, once I get to Prestige 4, I'm going to be very happy about that. I've been taking my time a bit. I haven't really been rushing the grind too much. But I've definitely been enjoying the new patch. I've been playing a lot of the, obviously the new operation, but I've also been running Hive Tyrant as well, so I've been fighting a lot of Tyranids. I did do a Sniper Chaos operation recently when, I think, yeah, my Sniper is Prestige 2 now, so I do think, yeah, but my Tacticals and Heavy is getting pretty close to Prestige 3, so I'm getting there. But yeah, I'm just super excited for what is to come, down the line for this game. And I definitely want to continue, leveling up my classes. And honestly, don't worry too much about my progress because I'm going to have to level up 2 sets of full classes eventually. So I have so much I can grind, when it comes to streaming or anything like that. Even when Horde mode comes out, there's definitely going to be a lot of potential community opportunities here, which I'm definitely looking forward to. But yeah, I just had to make sure that I had the technical capabilities to stream because, it takes a lot of time to just figure that stuff out. I obviously am, doing a lot with a different system as well that I've been testing out on other videos. So thanks for all of the, the feedback for that. So all that just plays into, building up the channel and stuff. So just wanted to add that little extra bit in there just in case anyone was, curious with my prestige grind or anything. But yeah, ultimately, Invigorating Icon is definitely, it's definitely still going to be very good. But not needing it every operation definitely does feel liberating. I definitely understand that. There are certain choke points on all the maps which often see really intense fights. The perked out banner can really change the course of these fights. Prestige has been great for Bulwark. I haven't healed or been healed once, and I haven't missed it one bit. In fact, I've become a better player without it. Before the patch, it was expected people would ping you, or worse, still kick you if you didn't heal them when they wanted. Oof. Yeah, no, if you're getting kicked for how you are iconing, that's kind of rough. I played with Bulwarks who didn't quite get the timing with icon, and honestly, its banner is still going to be helpful. But okay, let's continue. Prior to patch 7, hardly anyone used it in combat. Also, too many times I'd heal someone and they die in the next encounter. Health is important in this game, and players need to be accountable for it. We have a Bulwark. Oh, okay. We have a Bulwark who will heal me if needed. It was a carry. It carried people, including Bulwarks on higher difficulties. Anyway, some people still swear by it, but it's not for me. Might not be in the game much longer anyway. Oof. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely a pretty good point to arrive to at the end here. I do think, yeah, there were definitely some players who relied too much on icon. I can get that, but, those players probably got better since then, so ultimately I don't really find that to be too big of an issue. But taking icon out of the game, I'm not too sure that's a good play. I do understand what the devs were getting at, how they might like rework it. That's okay, but ultimately I do think the functionality of it is definitely important, and I think that option being there is also important. Now, yeah, I get it, don't rely on it, but still, I would not advocate to just take it out of the game. So yes, definitely get used to playing without icon, and there are benefits to playing without icon, but definitely, understand that some operations are easier with icon, like Reliquary, for example. Definitely, Invigorating Icon, especially what they're talking about at the beginning of this comment, the choke points. There are definitely some moments where banner is, practically going to just automatically win you the fight, depending on, how your teammate is centered around it and stuff like that. But yeah, drop banner with purity of purpose, and depending on the choke point, you are definitely going to steamroll some mobs. So yes, are there moments where you can get through the game without icon? For sure. But ultimately, banner has a lot of options right now. There's a lot of ways you can build around it. Depending on your team, you might not even really need icon as well if you consider like Bonds of Brotherhood, and of course the Vanguard perk where you heal on extremist executions. But yeah, regardless, I just think you can play how you want, of course, but definitely get used to playing without the current version of icon if you can, just in case they do end up tweaking it, rather aggressively to where it's not what we have right now. I mean, so yeah, definitely get used to playing without it. Let me know in the comments if you have any sort of banner combos you like doing, or if this guy is, kind of onto something about them taking it out of the game. Do you expect icon to get a rework right now? But yeah, regardless, just let me know in the comments how you feel about this, about these banner and icon subjects. But yes, I am having fun without icon. I do think maybe we've been overvaluing icon just a little bit. But yeah, regardless, let me know in the comments how you guys feel about the current setup of banner. Do you expect icon to be taken out of the game? And thanks for watching.